Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Joan Marime coaching channel. So, this is Joan Marime again. We are back with our series in job search and career. So, you might be saying, who is this girl who I've never seen before? And again, as I like to say, this is the beautiful face of a girl from Kenya. I live in Austin, Texas. So I'm an African American, true African and American, because I was born and raised in Kenya. So I lived there for 30 good years. And now I live in the United States. And I am here to change your life. I am here to help you learn how to learn your dream jobs. I help ambitious professionals learn their dream jobs, make more money, and lead fulfilling lives. And absolutely, um, I have learned the hard way. I have conquered corporate America, and I want to help everybody, every single person on earth, conquer corporate. Because again, unlike the rumors that you're hearing that AI is taking over. Yes, AI will take over a lot of jobs, but at the same time, corporate America and corporate is not going anywhere. It's here to stay. So for the rest of us who actually need to work and to accomplish our dreams, because I like to say that, hey, listen, all of us deserve to not only work in a job, but a job that you want, a job that you like, a job that you can contribute to, and a job that gives you the kind of lifestyle that you would like, right? So that you can be able to take care of your family, so that you can be able to do so many amazing things that you've always thought about doing. So I help people do exactly that. So 8 years ago, I'm 38 years old. So 8 years ago, I moved to the United States, and I was blessed enough to encounter an amazing career coach who transformed my life. I was able to move from being somebody who'd moved to the US with less than $20 to my name to a woman who's extremely successful now, having worked in some of the top companies in the world. I've worked at ExxonMobil, the biggest oil and gas company in the world. I've been able to work at Amazon, the biggest tech company in the world. And I like to say that now I work at my real dream job, which is working at Microsoft, because when I was a kid, back in the village in Nyamira, somewhere where nobody even knows where that is in Kenya, I was dreaming that someday I would make it. I didn't even think that I would make it to corporate America. I just dreamt that I would work in a tech company in Microsoft, because Microsoft was what was there as a millennial, right? Right now we have all sorts of tech companies, but when I was growing up, we only had Microsoft to look up to. And I'm so blessed to say that today that dream came true. And I'm a senior program manager in the cloud and AI space. I create value. I bring so much value to customers. I'm able to bring over 10 billion in revenue, because the customers that I handle are some of the biggest customers on the globe in the cloud. So super happy to be here. If you want to be earning over six figures, and maybe you're an immigrant, maybe you are somebody who is stuck back in Kenya, back in your home country, it doesn't matter where you are. The formula remains the same. If you learn the tricks that I'm teaching you, then I promise you, when you're done watching this video, you will have actionable steps that you can go take so that you can be able to land your dream job. So, this series in particular is going to be focusing on your resume and why it's super important, right? I know. We're in 2025 and nobody wants to talk about resumes, but listen, they are still super important. So take a pen, take a paper, sit down, and let's just get right into it. So today, we're going to talk about your resume, okay? So, what is your resume, and why shouldn't you what should you and you shouldn't be doing when it comes to your resume? Okay, so I know we have chat gpt, we have copilot, we have all of that, but in my coaching program, which is the career accelerator coaching program, I want to teach you how to do your resume the right way. Okay, so if you're interested in working with me, I will link at the bottom of this video on how you can go ahead and work with me. I have a bunch of other free stuff that I give out. And at the same time, follow me on all social media. I drop videos every day. I drop content every day. I have free actionable advice that you can go and take. But most importantly, I want you guys to go land your dream jobs. Okay. So if you would like to work with me, book a free call with me. I will link that below on how you can go ahead and book some time on my calendar, and we can see whether we can work together, because I don't work with everybody. I just work with a few people that I know that I can be able to benefit. Okay? All right. So, resumes, huh? The fantastic, wonderful things that everybody of us hates. I personally am like, oof, I just yeah, when I first started doing resumes, I used to be like, I have no idea what it is. I remember hiring somebody to do a generic resume for me, and I never landed any jobs with that. But once I learned how to do it properly, guys, interviews flow towards me. So I want to teach you how to move from just being a job seeker into somebody who is a career expert, okay? So that you can have that job security you're looking for, because there's no job security. Remember what we talked about? We only have career security. So the first thing you need to know about your resume is, remember, your resume is not about you. It's not about you. The biggest mistake that we all do is we want to talk about ourselves, where we went to school, the jobs that we've had. So if you had um, you've had a comprehensive career where you've done so many different things, it's very difficult to boil that down into what it is that is actually being asked for. So remember, to avoid the autobiography syndrome. Now, you might say, what is that? I'll give you a perfect example. So, I had a client that, no, I'll give you another example. So, there was somebody who was interviewing for a job at ExxonMobil, because I've been on both sides, right? Right. So, I've been both an employee, and I've been on the other side where I was a manager and I was actually hiring. So, right now, I'm a senior program manager, and I've hired quite a number of people as well across these industries, right? So I've been in oil and gas, as you can see. I've been in tech and all of that. So I understand. Now, so this person sent a video, and the video was amazing, right? Like, I was like, wow, somebody who's taken an extra step to create a video resume. However, on this video resume, the guy starts talking, and all he's talking about is the stuff that he has done. This was, mind you, this was a finance role that he was applying for, but he starts talking about all the other accomplishments he's had in marketing, right? All the things that he's ever done before, but doesn't really get to the point where he says, I would, what is it that he can bring into this role as a finance analyst, right? Doesn't get to that, but gives me an amazing rendition of all his accomplishments. And at the end of it all, I just was like, and it was over 5 minutes long, which is way too long, by the way. If you're doing a video resume, you need to make it maximum 2 minutes, and you need to have, in those 2 minutes, talked about the things that matter. Okay, not an autobiography, because remember, jobs and companies don't really care about the other things that you've been doing for other places. They care about how you can be relevant in the role that they have advertised now. What skills do you have today that can help them accomplish their goals in the role that they have advertised? They really don't care about what you did 10 years ago, 20 years ago. That's good for you, but how relevant is that? Is it to this particular company, right? So instead, what should you be doing? Instead, speak to what the company is looking for, right? So don't speak about, oh my gosh, I used to work at Amazon, I did this and that, unless it's relevant for this particular role that you're applying to. I remember when I was applying to my current role at Microsoft in the cloud, I spoke about my experience at Amazon AWS because it was relevant. Because listen, I was moving from one cloud service provider to the next. So having worked as a program manager in AWS before helped me to showcase valid examples of skills that I could bring, and the things that I had, achievements that I'd had in this role, that I could then transfer into my new role on Azure. Okay. Now, I had worked as a project manager and financial analyst at ExxonMobil. I did not highlight so much of ExxonMobil because at the end of the day, that was more of a finance based role as opposed to a technical role, right? More of a technology role. So, yes, I mentioned it very briefly, but I mentioned it only giving the relevant examples of big projects that I had handled of over, 1 million, $5 million projects, $1 billion projects that I had handled in that particular capacity. But I didn't harp on it too much because remember, I was going for a position as a senior program manager in the cloud. So I needed to focus in the cloud, not on all the other things. And by the way, I've worked in banking, I've worked in nonprofits, I've done so many different things. I've been homeless. That's a whole other story for another day. So my point is this very simple. When you are creating your resume, it's not about you. Get out of your head. And I know this is hard, but in this series, we are going to break down exactly what are the steps that you need to take to ensure that your resume nails it. Because if you nail your resume, then trust me, the interviews will come. Okay? Now, I don't ever want you to go and just be like, I don't know how to do my resume ever again. If you've been in John Marime's class, you will know how to do it for the rest of your life. So again, the other thing I wanted to talk about is most resumes, they end up sounding like an autobiographical page, right? Like a Wikipedia page. When you go on Wikipedia, there's all the details about somebody, where they were born, how many children they have, all that amazing stuff. Like every single detail, pretty much about their lives. This is not the time. This is not the place to be doing that. When you're creating your resume, this is not a Wikipedia page. We don't care about your family and about your wife and about, I don't know, the 15 different places you've worked in. As amazing as that is, we care about what is relevant. So make it as simple as a sales page. It needs to sell you for the role that you're going for today, not the roles you've had before. The role that you're going for today. Okay? So, the last point that I have here, it says make your resume a sales page. Make it a sales page. Because again, this is what's gonna sell you. Unlike our parents who had the pleasure of sitting in school even before they graduated, they already had all these companies running after them. We now, in the era of 2025 going forward, in this AI space, technology space, social media space, you have to sell your skills. Okay? So your resume has to look like a sales page about yourself. Okay? And what accomplishments are relevant to the roles that you're targeting. So that is exactly what I teach in my coaching program. And again, I have touched on all of this, and the same thing that I teach on my group coaching program is the same thing that I teach on my online course, the Career Accelerator Coaching Program course, that you can take at your own self-paced pace. All this is linked on my bio on LinkedIn, everywhere, and I will link that below as well. And then I have, freebies, I have books, I have all sorts of things that can help you to land your dream job in this season when a lot of people are losing their jobs. I want you to take a step back and learn how to do these things, because these things are going to be able to help you to land your jobs going forward. Remember, there's no job security, it's only career security. So if you learn these tips and tricks that I'm teaching you, then you're going to be able to nail so many things at the end. Okay? I hope that helped you, and I hope that you have a blessed rest of your day, and follow me for the rest of the series. All right. Bye. Talk to you soon.